First up, a special announcement. Starting next week, it is Vanguard Month. Basically what that means is for the rest of March, I will be dedicating all my anime reviews to talking about Card Fight Vanguard. So if you know anyone who likes that anime or has seen that anime or is interested in a review on it, bring them here, because I don't think anyone's legitimately reviewed this series yet. Now many of you may be thinking, but wait, Kevin, it's already March. Why didn't you start the week off with that review? Well, give me a break. I like talking about some redheads. Yeah, girl. Cue title scene. So, after last week's fairly boring episode of Yu-Gi-Oh!, they decided to make an episode that was violent, dark, bizarre, and went in many different directions I wasn't sure if I saw coming. Or as many people would call it, a good episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! This was back on track. I mean, yeah, we spent the first 2 minutes getting everything with the side characters out of the way, and I was glad for that at least. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't hate the duel between Dennis and Serena like I thought I was. I liked the idea that Dennis really does know how to read a person's feelings, so he knew that if he just sees someone, it was only going to make things worse. That was kind of clever for once. I also like the fact that Yuzu was kind of watching. She figured out on her own that Serena was from the fusion dimension, didn't really need it spoon-fed to her. I mean, it's fairly obvious when you think about it. I like seeing Kurosaki face off against Shun again. That was really cool. Sora, I mean. And Berserk Yuya. That was obviously what thankfully took up most of this episode. And I gotta say, it was fucking awesome. It really was an ingenious move to introduce it in the match duel against the violent guy, because it allowed for it to just come into this episode and you already have you've been introduced to it. You've already seen what it can do and you know what it does to Yuya. You also know that it's something that can be fairly talked out of, and that almost makes it crazier that he goes into this mode. Because it does literally mean that since this is something that can be conceivably taken away just by talking him down, it means this really is him letting go. It's not like, or I mean it is somewhat, it's not like just a random power-up that comes and changes him. It truly does feel like some sort of bizarre out there thing. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but basically what I'm trying to say is it just works because you already understand what this is, or enough of what this is, to know that when it's showing up here, some real shit's happening. On top of that, I liked him facing off against the three fusion dimension duelists. I thought that was sort of cool. It's nice seeing older archetypes like Ancient Gears, which I remember back in the day were so fucking annoying to go up against. Couldn't use my traps. This was back when Mirror Force was more than just a one-up to annoy Necros. But the thing is that was cool. I like Yuya using Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Not only is that just a cool card to use in general, but it is always nice to see players doing logical moves. I was a little confused though, because I want to clear this up. Were those pendulums from his deck he used to summon Rebellion Dragon? Or were those two he found? Either way, I'm fine with it, but it would be interesting to note, because it means that that archetype is going to get more support and could actually be a bit more viable, instead of you just drawing 2 time gazers and nothing else. Trust me, I've been there. But as far as like that goes, again, that was cool. It was nice being able to see these other guys not be pushovers and actually deal a lot of damage to Yuya, as opposed to just being a clean sweep and a bunch of no-faces. I like seeing more of the Raid Raptors. That's actually a cool deck that can make some pretty cool plays. Sora almost felt more like Little Trunks in this episode as he talked like the son of Vegeta would. That just made me laugh, where he was like going, "You and your weak Xyz." I'm like, idiot, this is how he beat you last time, stupid kid. The only thing that really bugged me with this episode was Serena. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind this character yet. She's just randomly attacking Xyz people, and I still don't get her motivation, because she doesn't seem psychotic like Sora, and I don't know, she's just not coming across as brainwashed, or at least not the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Does brainwashed. When Yu-Gi-Oh! Does brainwashed, they go full out. It's always disturbing and bizarre and creepy. She just seems one-dimensional and bland. Could they fix this up? Yeah, but I'd rather we get sort of this logic of who or what she is now. Again, we don't need to know what her and Yuza and Yu are right now, but I would like some context as to why she thinks the way she thinks. It would be just sort of interesting. Oh, and I love the idea of Yuya getting those images of the Xyz dimension. It sort of makes you wonder, are those just images he's getting from Yuto's memories? How those got there, I don't know. Or is it something else? Are him and Yuto one being? What could this possibly be? And the most interesting thing I thought of this episode was actually the ending when the LDS students show up and they take Yuzu and Dennis away. I'm actually wondering, what if, like, the next thing that happens is Yuzu and Dennis get questioned. We get a little insight into Yuzu's backstory that helps us piece together a little more of this mystery about her. And what if her memories get taken away next? That could be fucking awesome. Like, the character goes away for an episode, and when she's found, she doesn't remember anything. God knows what they take out of her. Anything to, like, make it scary and creepy and just reiterate that darkness we're getting from this. I mean, this was just such a cool episode for how it played up the mystery of everything. I would love to see that continue with the rest of the characters. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thought about this episode, what you'd like to see in Vanguard Month. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe because the plot is thickening.